We can get shout outs, right?
Oh yeah.
What's going on, everybody? We sorry we're a couple of minutes late. We getting some things together real quick, but welcome back to We Said What We Said. As always, I got Timmy T.
What up?
Got my man D.
Yo.
And in the house sitting with us, we got Mr. Ron Neal.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
So how's everybody doing, man? Everybody okay?
Everybody, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, doing good, man. It's love.
I'm tired, man.
Yeah, yesterday was some work.
Hey, man, it was some work, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Last Dons in their book and their supply and backpack giveaway, man.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Y'all workers, but
they got what? They got over 6,000. I mean, not 6,000, 2,000.
Man,
Yeah, we didn't give them all away, but you know, we tried. You know, we went out to the neighborhoods and did what we could do.
Hey man, that's a great thing, man.
Absolutely,
community, man.
I smiled so much, man. I slept good last night.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I definitely I want to give a shout out to the Last Don. I was a recipient of the Last Don scholarship, $500 scholarship, and it helped me tremendously. I have obtained my bachelor's degree from UNCG.
Oh man, that's awesome,
yes, sir.
man.
And I really want to thank the Last Dons for contributing in that respect. So big shout out to Katrina and the Last Dons.
Man, that's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Bachelor. So what was your bachelor's in, bro?
Human service and family studies. You know.
Okay.
I'm currently working in the mental health field, so it ties into what I'm already doing. So that was one of the pluses. I work with people with mental health issues, bipolar, schizophrenia, and things like that. So the human service field, I believe in building human potential. So that's the thing.
We as people need a lot of that, man.
Oh, absolutely,
We as
man.
people need that.
Yeah, mental health is real. It's a real thing. I work with them hand in hand, helping them find housing and things like that. So it's a real issue. It's a real thing.
That's what's up. What about you, Tim? How your week been, man? I know yesterday we was up there.
Man,
it was cool while the
man,
sun was
I know.
And then when the sun started
About
baking.
10:30, 11 o'clock, man, I started sweating. You know, I'm fat too, man. So I gotta work on that mental health and and just health in general, man. I gotta lose some weight, man. I was sweating, man. Smell like pennies.
And man, it was awesome to all of the non-profit organizations that were
Absolutely.
is putting that information in and out there. That was awesome, man. Getting that information because I hadn't heard of them. I didn't know anything about them.
Right.
Absolutely.
So and if y'all are paying attention, hey, shoot us a comment on here, and we'll give you a shout out.
If you have a non-profit organization, man, hit us up, join our page, man, and hit us up, man, and we will support in any way we can.
As always, man, if you get in touch with one, you're getting in touch with all of us. So, we definitely spread the word, pass the word. We definitely come out. We ain't gonna talk about it. We're gonna be about it. That being said, though, man, let's dive on into it, brother.
Let's get into it.
All right. So, Ron, you say now I understand you wanted to bring some wisdom to him as far as
Hey, look, before you say that,
here we go. Here we go.
Now,
I was trying to be nice.
I was a clean, sharp Theo Huxtable looking fella back in school. If I could say it was one brother that was cooler than an Eskimo in Alaska, it was that brother right there. It was one of the coolest brothers right there. Anybody know anything about Ryan there? That brother always was just chill, laid back, cool. Clean, fresh,
thick hand bones.
Since we get stuff off my chest, you saying the dude was smooth, the dude could dance.
Oh yeah.
A little bit.
I'm gonna take you up on that challenge.
He was balanced. It was Ron and Nate Brown. Ron Brown, Nate Brown. They was doing their thing. We was doing our thing, man. But it was respect, man. It was love, man.
Absolutely, man.
Man,
It was fun. It was good time.
It was,
And I'm gonna take you up on that challenge too,
Hey,
man. That
we gonna
dance
do it.
contest, man. I'm gonna get you on that.
Have a song. That's all we got.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out, man. I definitely want to give a shout out to Imagine Realty, the #1 Black-owned real estate firm in the Triad. I mean, it's a real estate firm that's helping people build their credit up, helping them find housing. People that's in bankruptcy, they're being able to obtain housing. So get in touch with any one of the guys, me, myself, and if you're interested in buying a property, a home, because when we talk about economics, one of the things that I always stress is that your home or your house is your bank, right? I'm not going to really go into detail because she's more qualified to, Marcina is more qualified to.
Don't give a shout out.
Who is Marcina?
Marcina Jones Neal.
What? Y'all the same last name? That same last name? Okay.
Shout it out, man.
Yeah.
Shout it out.
So,
Shout it out.
So definitely, if you are, she has agents. She has Dashani Neal. She's in the area, Reedsville. If you're interested in purchasing a home, like I said, home ownership is one of the most transformative things in your life, because when you make a purchase in a home, it's one of the most largest purchases that you're ever going to make in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
And not only is it a large purchase, it's going to help you change your life, because there's a difference between a person that's owns something and a person that's renting something.
Right.
It changes your psychology. It changes the way that you look at a particular thing. So if you're interested in owning something, anybody that we know from Reedsville, if you're interested in owning something, touchdown.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate.
Oh, yeah.
You shouldn't know us personally. You should know me personally. And, right. You should know me and not inquire about obtaining your own property. All right. So
Go ahead.
So secondly, I want to give a shout out to Four Quarters. Four Quarters is an investment group, black owned, primarily from Reedsville, right? Started an investment club, investing in stocks, cryptocurrency, and eventually we're going to go into real estate. But we started some years ago. We started and we stopped. And that's one of the problems that we have. We start something and we stop, right? We have this mentality. It's an orientation where all right, we're going to do this. We stop and we never get back to it. So what we done, we stopped. We started and stopped. So we started again. So now we're like a year into the investment group and we're growing. You know, we got companies that we're investing in that's actually tripled in returns. So, and it doesn't take a lot to do. It's small investments. So don't think that you have to have a lot of money to be invested in stocks, bonds, real estate, cryptocurrency. That's a myth, right?
And this is not a pyramid scheme. I know some stuff going on. Y'all guys think y'all balling out or whatever,
right?
Because you know you put $100 in, you make $800. That's gonna come to an end, man. That's that you can't sustain that.
Right.
That is an illusion. That is
right.
a pyramid scheme. Now I hate on anybody. Do whatever you guys do.
Right.
This right here is real money.
Exactly.
This is real money. This is longevity. You can do this for the rest of your life.
Exactly. And I want to say this too, by you mentioning that, right? Because when we first started the whole start and stop thing, we got Facebook. We purchased Facebook. We got some shares in Facebook. Yep. We got it at $30 a share. Right? Mm-hmm. Facebook is at $250 a share right now.
That's straight profit.
Right? So now if we would have just continued that process, we would be looking at a substantial amount of money. But like I said, we started, we stopped, we back at it again. Mm-hmm. So now we're going and we have, companies that's doubled. We've lost money too. Don't think that it's always going to be all profit, because it may be some loss, but for the most part, we're doing extraordinarily well.
You see anything?
If you're seeing a black screen, we look like we might have some technical difficulties. Looks like you might still be able to hear us.
Yeah, they can hear us.
Looks like we back up now. Sorry for the delay.
Are you back up?
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna go away for a minute, but it should come back up.
Okay.
What was that?
Did they hear me? Did I black it out?
Oh,
good.
Facebook
they
cut you off.
Facebook got me. Okay, they don't want you to have this information.
But that's real. That's some truth knowledge, man. Especially as black folk.
Exactly.
We need to stop renting and start owning.
Man.
Start looking in the, like Timmy said plenty of times, land.
Right. Absolutely.
You can do anything with your land. Land always got value.
Exactly. Exactly.
They can't make no more land. They
all
can make more
all
money.
the land's gonna be is already here. Man.
Yeah. Exactly.
You got to grab a piece of it, man. It doesn't matter. And that's what we got to get at. People think they gotta buy that dream home. You don't have to buy your dream home. Buy a home.
Right.
Buy a home.
Right.
Stay in it until you fix it up and put it on the market, man.
Right.
It is what it is, man.
And that's the thing too. When you look at it, right? If we look at life, right? Anything in life, it starts small. Everything pretty much starts with a seed.
Yeah.
You know, the baby crawls, the baby doesn't crawl. The baby crawls, the baby walks. So that's how it is with life. And we have this lotto mentality where we want to get it now. You know, we have to have it, the microwave mentality.
Absolutely.
We don't want to wait. You know, we want to hit the home run right now. And that's not the way to become wealthy. The way to become wealthy is to take one step at a time.
Right.
Kibbles and bits leads to chunks and hunks, right? And if you're doing kibbles and bits, if you're doing small portion, you won't even feel it. Like with a $25 investment, the guys, they don't even feel it. The majority of them, they don't even check on it. They're like, let me throw this over here. But looking back over a year, they're looking like, whoa, this thing is growing. You know, I see it. And not only do they see it, whatever they put in, whatever we put in, we're going to get back out. You don't have to wait till somebody comes in. Your money is right there. Your interest, you know, if it's double, you got that. If it hasn't doubled, you'll be able to see the company that you have, that you own, where it didn't do so well. So you're going to see that. And it takes time.
So what about as far as construction loans?
Construction loan. That's out of my my field.
My dream, like the home we're at now, like this was my starter home.
Okay.
I was 19 years old.
Absolutely.
And to put some foundation on what I did, we all come from the state. We came from the same upbringing.
Right.
We came from the streets. So one thing I kind of say I was smart about doing with mine was buying the land, building the house.
Right.
This was my starter home.
Okay.
I got equity in it.
Okay.
Right?
That's your bank. That's your bank.
That's it.
So,
Absolutely.
but I'm getting a construction loan has been like a headache.
Okay.
Because I want to build what I want to build.
You need to talk to about. You need to get in touch, man. You need to touch down.
Right. I ain't gonna lie. I said, like, as far as credit issues, I have had bumps in the road.
Right. Well, that's
we all have.
Off,
right. That's just
because
right.
I want to get the lowest interest rate I can possibly.
Right now is the perfect time.
Now is perfect.
It's like,
a buyer's
and they're
market
giving right, and they're giving away, far as how you know what I'm saying. Your credit score, I think you gotta have like a 650, to be able to purchase a home, and the interest rates. They got them 3%, 4%, stuff like that. That's very cheap right now. So it's really the time to strike, because it's not going to always, and that's the thing too, right? We're always going to have booms and busts, right? Life is like a heart monitor. That heart monitor is like this. It's going to go up and down. But the thing is, if you pay attention, right, you'll be able to ride it when it's up, and you can pull out when it goes down. But you got to be wise.
Yep.
And that's the thing. We don't really, this is my thing, right? We're taught from birth to the grave. Go to school, get a good job, go to school so you can get a good job so you can make more money. But we're never taught about money. Absolutely. We have no concept of what money is. We don't know credit either. We don't, right, absolutely.
Or insurance.
Right. This stuff is so far removed from us. We're so reactionary that we run into it when it's too late. We start scrambling. Credit, what is that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. And this is the thing. The Jews have a saying, right? The Jew, but not a saying. They teach their children, right? They give them 5 jars, right? Out of the 5 jars, if they get $10, they're gonna put 1 for tithing, 1 jar for tithing, 1 for offering, 1 for saving, $1 is $1 for saving, 2 for investing, right? 5 for spending. That's $10. So what they're doing is segregating their money. So they're teaching them how to make their money work for them. Absolutely. Right? We never learn these concepts. They learn them from, the Jesuits have a saying, you give me the child until he's 7, I'll show you the adult. So they're teaching them financial literacy pretty much from the womb. Yeah. We never get this. We get it as adults. Right. It comes to us like a hurricane. It's too late. Yeah. It's too late, right? Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna say necessarily too late. I mean, right. You can clean it up, but we're behind the 8 ball.
Better if you got it
right. If you
years,
right.
10 years ahead of time.
Right, absolutely. And that's what we have to snatch them up. And we have to make these things a priority. We have to make them just as important as sports.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Just as we know what LeBron James stats are, or all these athletes stats, we have to know what Warren Buffett is doing. Yeah, right. Yes. We have to be able to identify. We have to have a conversation at the round table, just like we talk about sports and entertainment. Let's look at Apple stock. They just split. 4 for 1, right? So that means that for every 1 stock you have, right? It's going to be 4. They're going to give you 3 with the one you're going to have 4, right? That's $200. I think the stock is like $200. So by splitting, it's going to go down. So now it's going to attract more investors, and it keeps doing this. It keeps growing, and that's what money's supposed to do. Money's supposed to grow. It's supposed to work for you. While we are not, we shouldn't have to work as hard for money as we do.
Right.
You know, we have to learn these principles, and we should not necessarily have to learn from working a job, from the 401ks and stuff like that. We should just know these things, you know, just from our, just growing up in our household.
I mean, and that's why we need guys like you, man. I mean, we need guys like you because I mean, and I said this yesterday. Historically, the guys that we looked up to, our mentors, was the dope, man.
You're absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because he had the biggest car,
right?
He had the nicest clothes,
right?
Biggest chain,
right?
And the girls,
right?
And the girls.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. We all victims to that, right?
So what we got to do? We got to be that.
Right.
We got to be that. We got to show these guys that you ain't got to be able to dunk a ball.
Right.
You ain't got to be able to run a touchdown.
Right.
You ain't got to sell dope to make money and be comfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just got to get out here and you got to hustle, man. You got to get multiple streams of income. Man. You can't put all your apples in one bag, and you put all your apples in one bag. It's like having one job. You have one job, that's guaranteed money. Keep that job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got a good job, but I got my hand in a whole lot of other stuff.
Right.
Because I mean, I don't have a problem with too much money.
Right.
Show me somebody that got too much money, and I'll show you a fool.
Right.
You know
Absolutely.
So we gotta eat, man. I mean, whatever hustle you do, if you selling ice cream, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We should buy candy at Miss Pauline's and come and go to the store and sell it. A hustle don't have to be a drug dealer.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the thing.
Find your hustle.
Right. And we have to make it a way where it's seductive. It's cool.
Yes.
You know, the guy that's sitting around talking about owning a business, setting up a limited liability corporate. We have to make it fly.
Absolutely.
Like this dude here, man. You got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got to, it got to be like the you know what I'm saying, the video game model, right?
Yeah.
Because children can learn.
Absolutely.
They will learn, but it's a way that you have to teach them. It's like you can't, you saying, oh, they don't want to learn this. But how is it that you can set a child in front of any video game?
They know it.
They're gonna pick it up.
They're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, yo, I like this. And the thing is about it, it's like they're not exceeding the first time, they're failing. You know what I'm saying? But they're still trying. So it's a way that we have to,
Make it interesting.
Yeah, we got to be able to do that. And the educators, they're responsible. They have to be responsible for bringing this type of information to inner cities, specifically because they can do it, right? It can be done. It's just the thing is the political will there, I'm right now I'm studying real estate, right? And they have what they call the highest and best use. Highest and best use is that, like, you got real property and personal property. Real property be this house, your house. This is real property. So what the developers and commissioners they'll come around and say, okay, what's the highest and best use for this property? Is it for a home to be here, or is it for a business? You know what I'm saying? What is the highest and best use? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just like on the block, they're looking at this property.
Absolutely.
They got a 25-year plan. They got what they call a master plan. Like, we're gonna do something with this,
and you can go look at it because
you can go look at it. You got to be on top of it. So their whole thing is, what's the highest and best use? So when they go into inner cities and things like that, all the violence, they know what's going on.
Yeah.
They say, what is the highest and best use? Because, like I said, you got real property, you got personal property. Personal property, chattel. You can move it. This could be chattel. Yeah. So we would be considered personal property. So they'll look at us and be like, what's the highest and best use for these guys?
Yep.
Is it beneficial for them to be involved in violence, killing each other, where they're going to create jobs, prison industry, police, judges, lawyers. Okay, that's the highest and best use. We're going to keep it right there.
Absolutely.
Now, not saying that the parents, they don't have their job. They have their job. Right. They have to do their job too. Right. But it shouldn't be those in positions of power to say that, okay, this highest and best use is for y'all to be like this, because you can solve this problem. Is solvable
easily.
It's solvable
easily.
You know what I'm saying?
But it goes against the bank, man. Because gentrification, man.
Right.
If the crime level is high, the property value is going to be low, man. They can come in underneath you and just buy up everything, man. At the same time, they buying low budget properties. Ain't going to turn them into
foreclosed stuff.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely,
absolutely.
man. And you getting rid of the youth because I mean
Right.
all these
It's a business.
guys going to prison.
It's a business model. It's an absolute business model, and their thing is we don't want to stop this business model because this business model for us is profitable.
Absolutely.
It's contained. The violence for a large part, is contained
In the hood.
It's in the hood.
In the hood.
It's isolated.
Don't go to the hood because
now once it spills over,
there's a problem.
it's a problem. Then
It's a
we're gonna put money
problem.
behind it. We're gonna put
Absolutely.
resources behind it. You know,
just like I mean, crack was an epidemic.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
right? Absolutely.
Man, I ain't gonna get in there. I'm gonna
Hold, no. I want to touch on it. Go ahead. I want to touch on it too.
Listen.
Yeah.
Because we got people asking how to get in touch with Four Quarters.
Oh,
So
okay.
give me the link. I'm gonna put it in. Let it scroll across.
Okay.
Got information on how they can get in touch with you.
Hit me at ronneal7@gmail.com. I need it. Mentality. I gotta put my mentality to it. Yeah.
Man, I almost jumped into something, man.
Oh, yeah.
Ron Neal.
Listen, man.
ronneal7@gmail.com. Right, absolutely.
Okay.
And that's the thing too, man.
Now that should be running on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, it is.
Is it on there?
It's on there.
I say we said what it said.
Said what it said.
Oh, you'll see. That is.
You got it?
That is.
All right.
All right.
But go ahead. I'm
gonna let you go. I started the fight. Now you gotta come with
because I was a victim of it.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And so many others was a victim of it. And absolutely. I know from personal and firsthand experience that it was a design.
Listen, man. Okay,
go ahead. No.
Hey, listen, I know you. I know
right.
you. Everybody here might not know, man. Tell them your story. Tell them a little bit of your story, man.
Well, first of all, I ended up serving 16 years in federal prison. Nonviolent drug offender for selling crack cocaine. That's the kind of gist of the story. And my point is, as King said, right? I'm not saying that I'm an innocent person here, right? But King said this. This is Martin Luther King. He said that it's incontestable, that it can't be contested that blacks are committing crime. And deplorable. It's wrong. But he said those are derivative crimes. Those crimes, derivative means that those crimes come from the larger society, the power structure. And he said the white power structure. This is what King said, right? And when you look at that, right, if you go to the law books, because I studied law while I was incarcerated, the law book says this: Fed Second 600. J. Edgar Hoover under COINTELPRO. He said, this is COINTELPRO, the highest law enforcement body in the land, said that their plan is to stop the rise of a black messiah, right? Mm-hmm. This is documented. This is in the law books. This is there for people to see and study. Now, the black messiah, this is what he said. The black messiah was Stokely Carmichael, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Martin Luther King, right? Street organizations. So if you think about that, you got somebody in the highest body in the land talking about our plan is to stop the rise of a black messiah. Now, if you notice the names that I mentioned, those are pretty much non-violent people. And now when you get the street organization, so the question that we should ask ourselves is, when you say we want to stop street organization, how do you do that? How do you stop them from becoming a messiah, from somebody that's in the hood being able to lead back black people or organize black people? How do you do that? You have to do it in a couple of ways: guns, drugs, psychic violence.
Absolutely.
When I say psychic violence, right, because we're so used to thinking about physical violence, somebody shooting. Right. Psychic violence means that you're depriving an individual of something. You're not giving him a vital essential to his mental health. That could be knowledge, wisdom, understanding. It's no different than you saying that a child needs so much protein or so much stuff in his diet, and you're depriving that individual. So when you deprive an individual of certain knowledge and information, he's going to react a certain way. And these are not excuses, right? These are just facts. So we have to look at those things. So like I said, I'm guilty. and I take full responsibility. But everybody that's at the table needs to take responsibility also.
Exactly.
If the government is going to tell you in their records that we're going to take, because we know from Garrett Webb, from the San Jose magazines and stuff like that, if we know that the government dump drugs and guns into the inner cities of America, then they have to be held accountable too. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Definitely.
They have to be held accountable.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Man.
Yeah, we got a question, and this question comes from a viewer from Marcy Jones.
Oh,
Marcy Jones, Neal. She says, "Let's pool our money together and buy back the block."
I'm with it. Oh,
that is a tremendous idea.
That's and for me,
that's something that really belongs to us.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
man,
and that's the whole premise of when I talk about 4 quarters. 4 quarters is designed, right? We're going in on the basis of stocks and cryptocurrency, but at the end of that chain, we're talking about purchasing property.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the money is there, it's building, it's growing.
Absolutely.
You know, it's going to take some time for us to get there, but the whole thing is to sit down with the founders of 4 quarters and say, look, we have this amount of money. West End is in shambles, Cambridge is in shambles. What do we want to do first, right? Do we want to go in and buy West End first? What would be the highest and best use for the store that's on West End?
Yeah.
What would be the most use or the benefit that we can get from purchasing this building? Mm-hmm. And we can do it. We just have to organize. All of us together have to organize and do it, and just put a little bit in. We don't have to put a whole lot.
That was gonna be my question.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
What is the minimum?
The minimum is 25. We doing 25.
Oh, 25.
Yeah, let's see. That's the thing.
I mean,
Let's see. Look. Let's see that. Look. That's the thing.
I mean, you know what though? People putting, like you said, we ain't knocking it.
Right.
People putting $100,000, $500,000 in
yeah.
Susu.
Right.
Susu.
Take that money and
hold on.
invest it.
Pyramid. That's Susu. Susu's a pyramid scheme. Don't get stuck. Listen,
Susu's gonna go bet up tomorrow.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. Look, Susu. All them guys is calling you now. All them guys calling you now. They wasn't calling you last week when they was cashing out. It's slowing down. They need some more heads in there, but I ain't gonna get into that. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, but then listen, my thing. Go ahead.
Investing that money in that to some longevity,
right?
And longevity and genealogy.
Right.
Because we wanted to go past us.
Right.
We trying to set this up for our namesake years after we go.
And that's the thing, right? Because with the Susu, I've had so many people come at me with it. And here's the thing, you come in, the person that's in the middle on week 4 or whatever, the water, they get their money. Yeah. And I understand, but we have to get to a point where collectively we can say that we're gonna all collectively put money in. Yeah. Right. And we're all going to benefit. We don't have to do a lot. Yeah. We can say, okay, we're going to do 200 to 300. And we're looking at property. We're looking at something that we can purchase, that we can do collectively, where we all community cooperative economics, where we all are able to benefit instead of that first person that's in the middle.
And
right.
I saw this, man. I'm going to give my age up a little bit. Mm-hmm. I saw this.
It's okay.
Years and years ago when I worked at Winn-Dixie. Mm-hmm. It used to be Hispanic families coming there. 2 or 3 families, they come through and get 2 or 3 buggies, and it's families coming together, man. They living in the same house, man. That's community economics, man. That's how you, if you can, but we hate each other so bad. We hate each other so bad.
Research the Susu.
Right.
Research in Africa.
Right.
It works.
You must be in one.
No. Yeah, I am.
Okay, let's go.
I ain't cashed out yet. I mean, I'm upside down there.
What week you in?
Oh, this is like week 4 or 5 now.
Oh, you supposed to be paid, bro.
You ain't cashed out yet. Who put you in? You need to call them. You need to call them. That's who you need to call.
You need to go with your money. I got the stuff in the trunk.
If you research though in Africa where it started, the mindset of them were to upbuild each other.
Right.
So when that one did get it, they put back in tenfold.
Right.
Of what they got. And it kept going. It kept rising like that in families. Because our mindset was different now. It was like you said, we got that microwave mentality.
Right. We wanted
crabs
in the barrel.
Right.
You know,
absolutely, man.
this thing's supposed to be to a point where you cash out, you reinvest.
Right.
You do this, but it's not happening.
Not
Right.
cash out.
See,
I'm
that's
gonna
the
hold that.
That's the
Yeah.
It could work. It could work, but you got to have
the right people.
yeah. The two people that you bring in. Okay, my two people may be good. Their two people may not be so good. So you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, right? I'm like with stocks. I'm all in on stocks and crypto because I can see my money. I can see it go up. I can see it go down.
See, crypto. This is something I want to get into.
Get in it, bro. Get in it.
I don't know anything about crypto.
Get in it. Get in it.
Glad you're here so you can
I would
educate
definitely.
Crypto is like what 11,500.
Oh, you talking about Bitcoin?
Yeah, Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
And the whole crypto market it follows Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Whatever because Bitcoin is the mother, or you can say the mother of the father. Then you got Ethereum, but now all of the cryptocurrency is not. Some of them gonna blow up.
Yes.
Some of them gonna blow all the way up. It's not.
Absolutely.
It's not all of it's not gonna be successful.
Yeah.
So you got to DY or do your own research.
Do your own research.
You know. Now I've done my research, and now I'm hoping that the things that I'm invested in is going to be the one. I don't know, but I'm willing to take that risk.
Absolutely.
invest in some weed. They got weed on
Well, we did now with 4 quarters. We actually did Aurora. Yeah,
but
yeah, we did. We actually
Hey, they got quarters. Quarter got their gas.
Certainly.
But we end up.
Go ahead.
But we end up with 4 quarters. We did the weed thing, you know, because weed at one point we was like it was a rage,
absolutely.
but you know it fell off, and
Yeah.
we took a loss. We got Aurora stock, so
I
Aurora
had
Aurora did
Yeah.
they did a reverse split,
Yeah.
and that was horrible for our particular investment because for every 12 stocks that you own, you have one. Because normally you do a split where you got one, you get two.
Yeah.
So they did a reverse. It's not over for Aurora because it's a good company. They got a lot of property. They got a lot of over in Germany and stuff. They you know what I'm saying? They got their footprint is pretty big. So it's not over. But we're not buying anymore.
Yeah.
Marijuana right now. We want to wait till this storm clears.
I it was like 92 cents a share.
Oh wait, so you did good then?
Yeah, it was like 92 cents a share.
Yeah, because
that made about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years.
Oh really? Okay.
If you want to buy some weed, Stony out the barbershop. You got that gas.
You can't lose with Stony. And that's the thing. But you know what? Stony, all these dudes is hustling weed and stuff like that. They smart. They are, and they need to get into this whole because
you need
be
to
a
make
grower.
Money work.
Be a grower,
right? You need to look into this, man. You need to be like, okay, what's going on? They're about to legalize this. They're gonna lock me up, but they're gonna legalize it.
Absolutely.
So now you got to look at how can I get on the legal side of this thing? You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting locked up, because they're gonna continue to lock us up.
So let me ask y'all this question: so for people who are being incarcerated for marijuana, say you was incarcerated for marijuana in DC. And now it's legal in DC. Would you still incarcerate?
They need to be out.
They need to be out.
They need to be out.
I agree.
They need to be out.
I agree because
like right now,
I don't see how you can be incarcerated for something that's legal now. But it's a lot of us still in jail because of that.
And let me say this: not only this is just my opinion. Not only do they need to be out, they need to be given an opportunity to set up their own marijuana production, you know, whatever they're doing with marijuana. They need to be able to get there because you're gonna get these people, you know what I'm saying? I know guys that got 20 years for weed.
Yeah. That's tough.
You know what I'm saying?
That's tough
so
right there.
if you're gonna legalize this thing, let them guys go, man, and give them the opportunity. Give them the rights back and give them the opportunity to legalize this thing and make money off of it. Let them be, if we Black Lives Matter, because most of us, it's us that's in there, you know. I know this from firsthand experience. You know what I'm saying? So give them the opportunity to get in there and do their thing.
So and it's crazy, man, how, you know, in my opinion, man, I've always thought that the things that the government can't control and make money off tax, that's what they try to give guys the most time for, you know. Like Timmy said, you know, crack was a problem in our neighborhood, but nobody cared long as us.
But the opioid, that's a problem. Because little Betty and Jonathan, they're on it. So that's a problem. They need help. They broke into your house because they need help. It's a sickness. Whereas, you know, crack killed our community.
Man,
it was a time in Reedsville, and this is everything. If you wasn't selling dope, you was on dope.
Right.
Only two choices.
I can say this, man. That it changed me fundamentally. It changed my whole perspective on life, right? Because my life went a totally different direction.
The dope game.
Yeah, the dope game. Yeah, we're talking about you know what I'm saying? Because had it not been for that, it wouldn't have been for, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and once again, because I know people like, yeah, you shouldn't have picked it up. Okay, I take responsibility, but we cannot leave those in positions of power off the hook. We're so inclined to blame the defenseless victim in a lot of cases that can't defend themselves. But when it comes to power, that's what Martin Luther King got in trouble. He went after those in power.
Absolutely.
Martin Luther King said, Martin Luther King said, yeah, it's wrong that these guys in the hood are selling, you know, they doing their thing. But what about y'all?
And listen,
y'all bring it in.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man,
he went after the power structure.
It's no reason in the world that an 8-ball should be equivalent to a kilo of cocaine. If anybody that know dope,
right?
If you ain't got no money, you got crack.
Right.
If you got money, you got that powder. And like I said, and people say, oh, I ain't seen no helicopters, no airplanes flying in. They let me come into the community because all it did was hurt us. All it did was hurt the inner cities, man. They pumped it in there, and let you pump until they got tired of you. Until they got tired of you.
Right here in Rockingham County, they catch you and put it right back on the street.
Right. I've seen it, man.
You going to Winston? You going to Winston? You get that Winston though. That microwave, all them holes in it. I don't know what they talking about. I don't know what they talking about, sir.
Danville. Sugar Hill, man.
That was
you get $100 cookie no way, but 3.5 grand.
But you broke it down.
You broke eat off of it.
Oh yeah.
But that's real, man.
But you know, that's a business sense of our people. Even though we may be on the wrong side of it,
right?
You know, they hustle,
right?
They made it work,
right? They did, right?
The only thing about it is we see so many of them try to make careers out of it,
right?
That's
they don't.
They don't make the transit right.
They ain't got enough money to get a good lawyer.
That's the thing. I mean, when do you have enough money? I'm not glorifying anything, but if you are a hustler, have been a hustler, and you got $160,000 cash money,
listen, holler at me. I'm gonna show you how to legalize that $150,000 without them. I may not.
But you know,
just stop.
Stop it. Think it's the fact of. I think it's that hunger, man.
And we're not glorifying drug dealers.
Not at all.
No, never. But it's that freedom.
No.
You have when you sell, you have that freedom.
No, I'm gonna tell you, it's a lifestyle, man. You get addicted to that.
It's addictive.
You are as a drug dealer, you are just as much addicted as the people.
Right. You are.
I need that money.
Right.
I need that money.
None of us go to the mall and just spend $500 on shoes.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not without thinking about. Not without thinking about, man, what bills I got coming up next week.
Right.
Or
next month. Right.
The kids need this, so we're going to try and do this trip.
Right.
None of us do that.
Back hustling, I still ain't doing.
But back hustling,
listen, man.
Yeah.
But back when you was hustling, you had that freedom. You would go.
I'm getting a new pair of shoes every day.
Every day.
You
scuff them to nothing. You get them the Reebok to your new boy.
Class.
They get a little scuff on their dunks. You give them to your new boy. I'm gonna tell you what I saw, and when I first tried to start doing good in the hood, we did a bike drive and we did Toys for Tots for Christmas.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I went on Facebook and I challenged, look, all y'all dope boys, you know what I'm saying? You go to the club and you buy a booth or you buy a bottle.
Right.
Keep that same energy and buy a bike for a little kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They won't do that. They go buy a $50 bottle of Hennessy and pay $300 for it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Just throw away
for
a booth for a table. For this right here, what we got right here.
Right.
For your homeboy.
You want to be seen.
Yeah, we want to be seen. You buy Moet. Remember Moet first came, you could buy it for $19 at Walmart. That's $150 in the, you know. And it's more. It's all about for show, man. And that's
the thing.
I'm so glad I'm grown,
man.
And it don't matter.
Right.
I don't care what a person think about me.
That's the thing.
I care how I feel.
Right.
If I do right by somebody, man, feel good, man. I ain't gotta show off.
Let me say this too, man. For any probably most people that's our age is listening. If you have children, somebody that's younger, if they can ever get to that point where they don't care about what other people are thinking and they can begin to just putting a little money up and just learning about investment, they're going to be so successful. By the time they reach our age, they could possibly be millionaires.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, this is serious. I know it's hard, because I didn't, what I'm saying, I was there, I was that age, and I know how impetuous we are, how, we want everything now, and we know everything. We know everything in the world at that age.
Oh, yeah.
Dad don't know anything, mom don't know anything. We know it all. But if we sat down and listen to mom and dad, or listen to the advice that's being given now, you could really, in a sense, bypass the educational system. You know what I'm saying? You can miss out on not being in so much debt. If you can I don't care if you get a job at a fast food joint or whatever the case may be, and you learn how to manage that money and know how to let that money work for you, you would be so successful that in your wildest dreams couldn't even imagine it. Right. But it takes discipline. And I know it's hard for people that's going through that stage in their life.
I mean, and I'm just speaking for myself, man. Whatever I did in the past is gone, man. But right now, my financial situation is better than it's ever been. Right. Because one thing I did, I got my credit. I got my credit right. I got my credit. Credit is everything, man. Right. You can go in. You can have $100,000 in your pocket. You can't go buy a house. Right. Nobody gonna sell you a house. No reputable person gonna sell you a house with $100,000 cash unless you got a way to prove where you got it from. You can't just come off the street. You know what I'm saying? Get out your Crown Vic with your 22-inch rims and walk in there and get. They not gonna do that. So right now, man, I'm able to do whatever I want to do, man. And the thing that I'm doing is showing my child, man, my daughter, man, how I can make it. You know what I'm saying? Right. I budget. I write down my budget, man. I got this much. And people say, man, he's showing up because I did a little thing for my birthday. I'm showing shoes. What you didn't understand, I'm buying shoes on sale. Right. I'm buying shoes on sale. I go to Ross's, man. I just bought some Pumas from Ross's, man. Some Puma, they white and red. They white and red. You know how much I paid for them? $19. $19. You know what I'm saying? And I'll put them on. And I used to tell my daughter, because my daughter used to be a sneakerhead. She wanted the newest Jordans. They $150. I said, look, you can buy this one pair of Jordans and everybody see you in them every week, or you can buy 4 pair of decent shoes. And every time they see, man, every time I see you got different pair of sneakers on. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna do for show, man, do for show right, man. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to. It's not that important, man. If you got a name, yeah, I just bought that car, man. That's a $70,000 car. You the problem. You a weakness. That's an extension of your personality. You think that makes you when it doesn't make you, man. I don't care. Listen, man, I roll up in my little silver Honda, and anywhere in front of any spot, pull out a valet park, whatever, and get out, and my window don't roll down, man. So I can't go to cookout on that side. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't shame. Right. We gotta humble ourselves, man. Sometimes our pride, man, and we do stuff for pride, man, and just for show, man, vanity. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it don't matter no more. Right. When you get to a certain, because right now it don't matter. Right. It don't matter for me.
And that's the thing, man. It's being able to what's that saying that I always say that the only thing wrong with being young is that we don't know what it's like to be old. That's it. And the old forget what it's like to be young. Man. We kind of lose our focus when we get older because we look at the young, like, look at them, Yeah. And if we could just, merge that whole concept and start learning how we were when we were young, and the young take advice from the old, it's going to be so much easier.
Man, that's it, man.
It's going to be easier for life.
A guy told me one time, man, he was trying to tell me something. I was like, no, I don't know if that's right. He looked me in the eye and said, I've been your age before. You ain't never been my age. Man, I was like,
that's the thing. And that's the lesson. The lesson is being able to look at somebody that, walked that mile, walked, through those went over those hurdles, and be able to share that with somebody that's young, right? Because if I can share with you what I did, you can learn from what I did. So now you can make new mistakes.
Absolutely.
You want to make brand new mistakes. Like, whoa, I never seen this before.
Make that mistake.
But don't continue to make the same mistakes that I make, because what we say, that's insanity,
Absolutely.
Because you know it. You see, if I'm driving down the road, right, and I see the police car, and I tell you, yo, 5-0 right down the road, and slow down, and you continuously go fast, that's your problem.
That's your problem.
That's your problem.
That's your problem.
So that's how it is with life, man. If I tell you what I've been through, if I'm showing you what I'm going through now, and I'm showing you the benefits, if you can see that, if I can show, because I can show you tangible evidence of, the fruits of my labor. Right. If you can see that, and I'm an elder and you're a younger person, then it would be wise for you to say, okay, let me try this. Let me see if this is what it's made out to be. You know what I'm saying? That's just wisdom, man. That becomes wisdom.
I mean, hindsight 2020.
It is.
If I had listened, man.
Oh man.
If I had listened, man, and they know,
right.
they know, man. They
right.
Look, rest in peace. My mom's like, oh man, he ain't shit. Your friend ain't your friend.
Oh man,
he ain't your friend. No, mama, that's my friend. That's my homeboy. He ain't shit. Let some shit out.
Yeah.
Excuse my language.
I can answer everything from my grandparents to my mom and dad told me.
It came. Right.
Yeah.
It has.
Right.
Everything from raising kids to financial
right.
stability.
Right.
Just friendships.
Right.
Everything that my parents told me when I was young, I didn't want to hear it.
Right.
Because I knew everything.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But everything that they had told me, now I see.
Right.
It's gonna pass.
Right.
And I tell them constantly, say everything y'all told me.
Right.
I should have listened to you.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing they'll tell me is, yeah, you should have, but that was your road. That was your road to walk.
Right.
You had to take that road.
Right.
You had to learn.
Right. You
Some
right.
people gotta learn
Some
the hard
people
way.
got to do it right.
Some people gotta learn.
They
right.
do.
You know,
They do.
And
They do.
And I'm kicking myself in the tail that I even got on that road.
Right.
I should have listened to that advice and bypassed that road.
Right.
But it's like you said, man. Everything that happened to me in the past has brought me to this point.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
It brought all of us to this point.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Look, one thing about the show, the transparency that us three can show
Right.
everybody. It's like, yeah, some people knew these things about us,
Right.
but we don't really be out there
Right.
for people to see us.
Right.
But to see us on here now, they see the transparency and they see the growth
Right.
in all of us.
Right.
And what we trying to do is like say, man, just trying to upbuild our people.
Right.
Like having a brother like you on here, like you done fed me. You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
you fed
me.
yeah, I'm getting fed too, bro. I'm getting fed. I'm getting
gonna
fed.
hit you about them stocks and
Man,
stuff.
hit me, man. Hit me, man. Because it's no need for, once you fill it up, you got to empty it out, man. You can't just keep
That's the thing, man. You gotta share. You gotta share the knowledge, man.
That was me going to the grave with this stuff, man.
I don't care if you're a millionaire. If I can be a millionaire too. If you're a millionaire, I'm 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
It's criminal for me. It's criminal for an individual that came up from the hood, right? That's made it and don't look back. That's a criminal.
Hold on. Say that one more time, because I don't believe they heard you.
It's a criminal for me. This is my personal
this
belief.
for me too. I'm with you. I'm backing that up because it's some real. Some real.
It's criminal for me. For anybody that then came from the hood and don't go back to the hood or try to feed the hood, it's a criminal offense.
Absolutely.
It's a hate crime.
Absolutely.
Because 9 times out of 10, it's those people that's got you to where you are.
Yeah.
So you can't,
Absolutely.
I can't, definitely me personally, the havoc that I wreck on the community, I have to give back. And that's one of the reasons for mentality. Mentality is for me to give back. And I'm like, I just want to give, It's not even monetary for me. It's intrinsic. I'm going to get money regardless because I just know how to get money. But I want to feed individuals' mind. That's why you see a brain right here. I want to feed their mind because I know that's where the transformation has to take place, and it can be done.
Right.
And I feel that it's my job to give back to those that I've taken so much from, and those that may have looked up to me.
Yeah.
So if I don't do my job, it's criminal.
Yes.
I'm a criminal.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
But I think a lot of brothers that make it, brothers, sisters, whoever, that make it from the hood, they get it and they like, I'm out.
Right. I made it.
I mean, but like when Dave Chappelle talking about when Dave Chappelle white boy was like, G you in it. Dave Chappelle got mom tell him, what was his name? I forgot the character's name. Talking about tell him I made it out the hood.
Right. Yeah.
Let him out. It's a lot of that.
Right. I get it.
Yeah,
I get that. And I get it. People that get up, Nipsey Hussle talks about the spook who sat by the door, right?
Oh, yeah.
For those that don't know, the spook who sat by the door was an individual that joined the military. He took their secrets and he took it back to the hood.
Yep.
Right.
You know, those. I'm not advocating violence because the spook who sat by the door, it was, you know, it was violent. You know, he took and learned all their training and took it to the hood, and they went to war. But my thing is, those that get information from corporate America, from, you know, from those that's in positions of power, bring it back. And if you don't know how to bring it back, or, you know, orchestrate it to get to them, pass it on to somebody that may know how to do it.
Right.
You know, you got to Nipsey hustle this thing. And I know people think about, yo, Nipsey was crazy. You know, he got shot by his own people. Nipsey to me was a hero, man. That's
because he was in the hood. When
you know what I'm saying?
No security,
right?
Just there, he was back,
and the hood has to respect those that do that, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to, you got to protect your own, man. We can't cannibalize our own, because if our own have the courage to come back,
absolutely,
to those that's maybe out of their mind because of whatever they own or whatever they're going through,
right.
If they have the courage to come back, we got to isolate them, man. They have to be isolated, man, because those are our natural resources that we can pull from to say, okay, he did it.
Yep.
I can do it because he looked like me, he walked like me, he talked like me, he act like me, he got the same swag as me. I can do it too. Man. And that's the whole, that's really the goal. That was for me, like with Obama. People talking about he ain't do nothing. When I saw Obama, right, I said, yo, this dude look like me.
Yeah. Man.
He like, yo. Yeah. I said, that's me right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm in the joint. When I see this dude, my whole focus went to a whole different level, and nothing more from him being the first one to break that barrier.
Absolutely.
That did it for me. That right there
possible.
Was
it's possible.
It was like, yo, you know what that breaking that first barrier looks like? It's so hard. It's so hard to get to that door. If you're the first one that's in that door, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
remarkable. Like I said, it's a lot of people that just don't see that.
Right. They don't. Feel
right. He didn't do nothing.
Right. But he did.
We've had this discussion before.
Right. I know. Yeah. I know.
For me, like we said, you know, my father didn't live long enough to see that. My grandfather did. But thank God my both of my sons were able to see that.
Right.
And that was just surreal for me.
Right. Man, it because most people was thinking this ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Pop said, what Pop said? We'll never get to see a black person. You know what I'm saying? So we already think this ain't even possible. You know?
I mean, when my father was alive, it was a joke.
Right.
It was a joke, like, man, a black president, you know how
when Jesse ran.
Listen, man.
And
I'm gonna tell you, it was a blessing that he ain't make it, because he might would have messed it up for everybody.
Right.
He'd been on but and listen, man, and I'll say this, man, right here. I mean, you know how they research people, man.
Right.
So from day one, from day one, as a little pup, President Obama was a good man. Because if he had did anything outside of that, they'd have brought it up. Right. And they still looking for stuff.
Man.
And they can't.
They still
you know what I'm saying?
Stuff on him. That man chilling.
Right.
Man, he can do whatever he want to now. But I knew until now, he's been good, because anything he would have done, they'd have brought it up. You know that.
Right. And that's the thing, man. It's like the whole concept, I want to be like Mike. Why you want to be like Mike? Mike look like you. I mean, I'm just, you know. You know, for most people, they got the tongue out. It's like I can identify AI, Allen Iverson. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's people that you can identify with.
Yeah. You know, at my age, I want to be like Warren Buffett. That's
I'm on some.
Yeah, I would be one.
I'm on some whole other stuff. Man.
Like Gates. I'm on some other stuff too, man. I want to be independently wealthy.
I'm trying to leave some legacy.
And listen, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to, man, be like, yo, here, this is the ground. This is what the groundswell that he left, where other people can feed off of, man. That's really what it's about, man. Because if this is a society, right? We live in a society. We socialize together. We do everything together. Then it has to be inclusive of everybody. We're not we say we're individuals, but you're not an individual. The only way you can be an individual is they shoot you to the moon, and you have nobody up there. You by yourself. Yeah. But as long as you in society and you're socializing with people, then we have that duty to make society better, to make it more productive for the next generation, our children, because we don't know what the knucklehead might take our child out.
True. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So we got work to do, man. We're not independent. It's no such thing as to me. It's no such thing as an independent person. You know,
well, Ron, let me ask you this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now we all, if anybody been watching, we started this from the social injustice going on
right
with Black America.
Right.
Let me get your take on that, man. I mean,
as far as just the just what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, because let's just keep it real. We've all been in a position where police have harassed us, or we standing in our own neighborhood, just chilling, and here come the team.
Right.
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 I wouldn't call nobody out, but
Hey, for jail.
Y'all know Hank.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, David Frizzell's in jail now, right now. For shooting that police officer.
If he in law enforcement now, he probably still dirty.
That we've been through that.
Right. Absolutely.
And it seems like from the point that we went through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna say it definitely wasn't worse as what my parents may have went through.
Right.
But it's like it got a little bit better with us, even though we still went through some things.
Right.
And now it's going way left.
I think it's continuously been. I think just social media cameras. I think it's been a steady stream. With up and down, whatever the case may be.
Right.
I don't necessarily think that it has really gotten that much better. You know what I'm saying? Because it continues to go on. Like I said, you got your cameras and stuff like right now. And when we see an incident, for me, when I see Floyd, the guy,
George Floyd,
yeah, when I saw that, and I saw the uproar, to me, it's not an isolated event.
Right.
This is, how your mom used to say, this is for old and new.
Yep. Oh yeah.
This is for what you've been doing for old and new.
Absolutely.
This is from you bringing crack in. This is from you injecting syphilis. Yeah. This is for you putting us in poor communities, lead-based pain. You know what I'm saying? It finally exploded. And not saying, it's always going to be people that's going to make it out. It's going to be people that they can say that, look, they made it, you can make it. It has to be that, right? Because it helps the system. It's like the lottery. Yeah. Somebody has to hit the lottery.
Somebody got to live.
Because if no one hits it,
it gets bigger.
Yeah.
It gets bigger, and no one really wants to play. If if no one hit, I ain't playing there. Ain't nobody hitting. Ain't nobody hitting. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody in that.
If
you gotta sell that dream,
you gotta sell it. You gotta keep saying that. Okay, you're open. You gotta say these people did it. You can do it too. That's the lottery. So yeah, they can do it. But as a whole, the systemic thing that's going on, it's a continuous thing. And I do think that by corporations and things like that coming in, I think that it has the possibility of getting better. You know what I'm saying? With corporations, because if we go back, even when we look at the whole black and white issue, right? And we take if you read what's that? Alexander Michelle's book. What was the name of that book? But in the book, I'm gonna come up with the book in a minute. She talks about Bacon's Rebellion, the New Jim Crow. That's the name of the book. Alexander Michelle, the New Jim Crow. If you get a chance to get that book, read that book. And she talks about Bacon Rebellion, and she talks about how there were black slaves, white slaves. They all ate together, they slept together. White when they got along, they did everything together. Now, what happened is, it was a rebellion. Bacon was one of the overseers, and he got mad at what they call the corporate elite. If you look at the corporate elite, that would be like corporations today. Right. So the black and whites, they got together and they rebelled. They were like, yo, we tired of this. You know what I'm saying? Bacon led this rebellion. We tired of this. So it went on for a while. So they squashed it. The corporate elite or the power elite, they squashed it. So they said, okay, what can we do to ensure that this doesn't happen again? Right? They implemented what they call the racial bribe. And the racial bribe goes like this. We're going to let whites become overseers of blacks.
Absolutely.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's what we're dealing with now. So the people that's in power, they use that. They use that whole, you know what I'm saying, black again. They use that because it's to their advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what you see right now. That's what's going on.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And I posted something on our page, and I think I posted skin color doesn't matter. If you an asshole or you're a piece of shit. If you black or white, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit.
Right.
I got some comments about that right there, and a lot of people's like, no, the white man, this white man, and that. I've been shitting on a whole lot about people look just like me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I have had people throughout my life that didn't look like me that helped me.
Right.
That they got me to points where now I'm not saying every white person is good. Right. And I'm not saying every black person is good. Mm-hmm. You gotta judge each individual, man. You gotta judge it's people that can help you. You know what I'm saying? Right. Be wary of anybody. You know what I'm saying? Be cautious in what you give on any information you give anybody, man, but do not just look at a person's like, man, I can't trust him because he doesn't look like me. I mean, and that's the big thing, because just yesterday, man. I mean, even the police force yesterday, we were guided by a white police officer. Yeah. We gave away backpacks. We rode all over the town of Reedsville, and I don't know the officer's name, but when I see him, I want to shake his hand. He went everywhere with us, and he didn't just go because it was his job. He was out there shaking hands, chopping it up, greeting people, man. Right. He was for that cause. Right. And if you look at what's going on now with the social injustice, it's people that don't look us out on the front lines fighting, getting arrested with us, man. So we can't just it's not just black and white, man. It's good versus evil. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you with me and you're going against this evil and you look like whatever, you can be green, purple, or whatever, and you going against what's wrong, I'm with you.
And that's the thing. And we have to be able, like I said, it's a narrative. People put out, I'm gonna say it's like a mindset. People put out a way of looking at things, right? I'm gonna put out information so you can look at this thing a certain way, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a source. It's almost like a factory where they manufacture ideals, right? To say that this is how this is supposed to go. The poor white supposed to be against the poor black. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The poor black supposed to be against the upper class. You know, this is a narrative that they put out. Yep. Because they never want the attention to be put on them. Because once the attention is on them, if you just go back and study history, you're gonna see the lords and you'll see all this power, this concentration of power.
You hit them in the head, man. You hit them in the head. You hit them in the head. You hit them in the head. You hit them in the head.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go back and you're gonna always see this concentration of power. That's always gonna have control of the media. We're gonna say the media or just the press, and be able to put out ideas. Think this way, do this. Yep. And that's what we get that right now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. That's why King, when you look at King, Stokely Carmichael, King, man, was so far, to me, he was so far ahead of his time. You know what I'm saying?
He was.
Because when that man was with the trash workers and poor white people, that's a threat to the power struggle.
And that's why he had to die.
That's heavy.
He had to die because he had too much power.
Right.
They were afraid of him.
Right. Who are you telling us not to go to war? Who are you to say poor blacks and poor whites supposed to get along? That's not that's not it. Keep it black, you know what I'm saying? Just keep it black on white, you know what I'm saying? Keep it like that. But once you move out of that territory and you start talking about economic justice for poor people, that's a no-no. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You're out of bounds, King. We got to get you out of here.
Yeah, you gotta go.
I don't know. Did I answer your question? I don't know.
You good. All right. If y'all got any questions, shoot these questions out, man. We here for them. Questions, comments, concerns. Keep the concerns to yourself, though. Shoot them questions to us, man. We having a great discussion.
Okay, so I'm gonna mess the great discussion up.
Here we go. Devil's advocate again.
Here we go. I heard yesterday that some folks was mad as you, man.
You
just gonna make me address
I'm just saying what the whole show ain't cuss. We gonna address this. We gonna address it because I'm gonna address it first. Because the same people that mad at you for cursing, I didn't see them yesterday. True. I hadn't seen them at any peaceful rally that we went to. I hadn't seen them at any city council meeting. I hadn't seen them doing anything for the black community.
Right.
And I'm talking right now, I'm talking about and to church folk. Mm-hmm. I'm talking these pastors, these big church, these mega churches that's making all this money, getting these private jets and driving these Bentleys and stuff. What are you doing for us? Yeah. I know we're doing for you. Every Sunday we getting 10% off. I can't eat, but I'm gonna give you 10% of this, what I don't have. I'm giving you that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say brainwash. I'm gonna say I've been brainwashed to give you 10% of what if I don't have it. But what you giving back to me? What am I paying for? God don't need no money. You know what I'm saying? So where's the money going? Who is the money for? And what is the money doing? You know what I'm saying? I remember church. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, Deacon Doctor. I'm looking at you, Deacon. You a Deacon? You know what
I do.
No, because to a point, I agree. I agree with you saying. Like these at our church recently, we were in search. Our pastor moved on to something bigger. She's first regional minister, black regional minister of North Carolina, female.
Okay.
She's a powerful woman, awesome woman of God. Okay. Bishop Valerie J. Melvin. I love her to death.
Okay. Shout out to
spiritual mother.
Shout out to what's the name again?
Bishop Valerie J. Melvin.
Shout out. Big ups.
Big ups.
Can you say big ups to the pastor?
No nonsense. Oh, you can't with us. She down like that. But when we were looking for a pastor, some I don't know for sure because I wasn't there, but I've heard that some of the ones that interviewed for it just got out of
seminary school.
Mm-hmm.
And their first thing was, how many members do you have? Because my salary is going to be $200,000.
My phone.
You just got out of college now.
Mm.
Like, but that's what they teach there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They don't. I feel like a lot of them have came instead of being the shepherd over the sheep, and working for us, helping us, being a servant to us, teaching us how to be servant to others. It's a lot of it now is about the fame,
right?
About who I am, how many people I got in my church, and that is a problem.
Right.
And God don't make us be fools, man. Believe that. God don't make you be a fool.
Right.
Now, if you know your light bill is due money, and all the money you got gonna go towards that light bill.
Sure.
You ain't got that 10% to give. Well, you give in other ways. You know what I'm saying? You give in your spirit. You give in love. You give in helping somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always got to be monetary. A lot of people feel like it's always monetary. And a lot of pastors push that.
Push that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I want to read that Bible they reading. You know what I'm saying? 10% of your income. Well, I mean,
you give your tithes and offerings in different things. Think about it, biblical days, they gave it in livestock.
Right.
They gave it in grain.
Right.
They gave it in just bread. They want. I mean, whatever. They gave,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you read your Bible, man, I mean, how many of the prophets got paid to prophesy, man? I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna put a handbrake up on you. I'm gonna put a handbrake up on you.
As far as me, man, it was. And me and Timmy, after yesterday, we went and ate, relaxed a little bit, and I told him about it. Yeah. Like, when I went into the barbershop on Friday, barber was like, "Man, you got some church folks mad at you, man. You can get 1,000 more views. You stop some of that cussing." And my response to him was like, "That'll be okay." Mm-hmm. And it just kind of sat with me a little bit,
right?
Because it's like they looking past what we trying to do here. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't back off from a cuss word. Now, if you know me, my mama know I cuss. So, but if all you see out of me or this platform is me cussing, then that means you're not seeing the father, the uncle, the friend, the coach, the person that was out there handing out book bags to the community yesterday. You just missing all that. All you focus on is cuss words. Maybe the problem is not me. Maybe the problem is you.
Well, see, let me tell you another problem though. If an individual has a problem with you and they can't come to you, but they go to the barbershop and tell somebody at the barbershop, then
I think that was just kind of barbershop.
I'm gonna tell you the problem. They worry about the wrong shit.
Right.
They worry about the wrong shit. They worry about the wrong shit.
And I still ain't cuss yet.
And let me say this too, though, man. I mean, because a lot of time, the people that's offended that has the sensitive ears, the message is not really for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Jesus came to the sick.
Yeah.
So evidently, you know, the sensitive ears people, they're not the one that really need that,
Right.
you know, they need that medicine. But the ones that need to be reached, you can't be not you can't be timid with them. You're gonna have to be a little bit aggressive because they're very aggressive.
Absolutely.
They're very foul mouthed. So if we're intimidated by that or we feel a certain way about that, they know that. They pick up on that and they like, I don't want that. To me, that's not genuine. And I don't, I don't do it.
Yeah,
I don't do it
let's go
myself.
back to what is it saying? Every sinner can be a saint, and every saint was a sinner.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a pass.
Right.
And not everybody's going to articulate and speak the way that you want them to say.
Right.
Some things have to be colorful. Some words have to be expressed
Mhm.
a different way than just yes, no,
Right.
that's blasphemy or sometimes got to be called BS.
Hey, man,
Got to be called.
Listen, man.
Bullshit.
Listen, man. There you go. You got it in.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, from the time that I spent in the church, you know what I'm saying? You raised in the church or whatever. I always got the most from pastors who had a story to tell, who was out there in the streets or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And came back and got saved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they had a story to tell. But if you was a choir boy all your life, you went to seminary school when you got out, the only thing you can preach is what you've been taught.
You don't have that experience.
You can't preach what you live. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell somebody, look, I know you can get through. I know you can get through this because I've been where you at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what counts.
Right.
That's how you can tell me something. That's why this man right here can tell me I can make it. You know what I'm saying? No matter what I did when I was young, because what I did when I was 19, I wasn't the same person when I was 29, and I damn sure ain't the same person when I'm 39.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You change, man. But this man right here has been through it. So he has a legit story. He got street cred.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got street cred because it's real. It's real. What he went through is real. And you learn. I learned through realness.
Right.
Realness. You can read a book. I'm like this, man. You can read a book and read me instructions and tell me how to drive a fly airplane. Until I get behind the wheel.
Right.
And learn those things.
You got it,
First thing.
Who better to teach?
Right.
Than somebody who flew a plane. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. And I'm so glad that you came here, man. I mean,
I appreciate
listen, man. Listen, bro. I'm telling you, since you came home, man. First of all, I was one of the dudes waiting for you to come home.
Oh, my man.
Because I knew why you was there. And we just talked about that.
Right.
But that ain't nobody's business because you know what you did and we know what you did.
Right.
And when you came home, man, and you didn't go back to what you could have went there.
Right.
He was like, man,
easily.
I did what I did, and I'm never going back there because your mentality was like, I didn't belong there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The guys that keep going back, they think that they belong there. They think they can't do any better. This man was like, look, that ain't what I want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna make a difference.
Right.
I'm gonna touch some people, and he has, man. He touched me, man. You know what I'm saying? And he touched a lot of people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This man right here he's a valuable resource to Reasonable, North Carolina, man.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate y'all for putting this together, man. I mean, just bring it in, man. I definitely, man. It's needed, man. And God, you know what I'm saying? God don't call the qualified; He qualifies the call. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So people that's looking, they gonna have their way because they've been through the machine. The machine has kind of cleaned them up a little bit. Mm-hmm. They don't do things out in public that we may have done out in public. That's understandable. But like I said, our mission is to go to the gutter. We got to get there somehow, some way. And if it involves using a particular language, we may have to use that language to get them. That may be the attracting thing. We might have to put the dog food, the worm, the worm pill in the dog food.
Absolutely.
We may have to use that in order to get them. But our mission, man, we have to get to those that don't have the voice to speak for themselves, man. Yeah. And they're cut up.
Absolutely.
They're cut up, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. Definitely, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Man. Appreciate that, bro.
Appreciate you, man. You definitely brought a whole lot of, some financial knowledge.
Oh yeah, man. Listen, and like I said, I want to really hone in on that because I know a lot of our things are spiritual in nature, but if we look at a lot of our stuff, it's financial. mismanagement of funds and not knowing what to do with the funds that we get. Even when we go back all the way to slavery, the original sin, they saw that, okay, we can make money by using, black people as slaves. It was financial.
Yep.
And, you can go back and do all that. And like I said, you go through the school, everything is about getting to the end to make more money to do this. But we have no clue of what money is. We don't know what the currency is. We don't know how to invest it. We don't know how to make the money work for us. We work for the money. We become slaves of the money. So absolutely. I want to bring something to the table to show us that, okay, we can do this. Now, like I said, it's not a get rich quick scheme. We're not trying to say, yo, this is abracadabra. We're going to make this happen overnight. No, it doesn't. Life doesn't work like that. It doesn't. The lottery mentality, it doesn't work like that. We got to put some work in, but it's not a lot of work that's required. It's just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's hard getting started, but the moment you get started, you build momentum. And out of that momentum, you continuously build momentum, right? So, yeah.
All right, so we running low on time. We about 10 minutes away from ending the show, so please hit us with these questions. Hit us with these questions. If you got them, now's the time to ask. Another thing we want to get into, man, voter registration.
Okay.
We pushed it hard yesterday at the backpack event, especially Demetrius. I'm just gonna say it like this: we dropped the damn ball. We as in black people, we dropped the ball last election. We didn't.
Right.
Rather than getting out and vote, we just didn't do nothing. And now we're in a situation where we just basically got a casino owner with the title, as president of the United States. I'm not sure of the message we need to send out to get our people to realize we need to get out there and vote. Because
absolutely.
When President Obama was running, I saw all kinds of campaigns from celebrities.
Right.
It was a totally different vibe,
right,
than this last election.
Yeah.
We need that energy now.
Right. Absolutely, man. It's so important, man. And for me, man, it took me a minute to really understand the significance of voting. I mean, even if we look now, even we look at this whole COVID-19 thing, right? Let's just say Obama, when he was in, he had that pandemic response team, right? Meaning that people were in China to detect diseases and things like that that broke out. So if they see it there, they can stop it or let the United States know that this is going on. And one of the things that the current administration did, they did away with the pandemic response team, right? So that in itself is big. So anytime you got somebody that's tearing down something that could be beneficial to the people as a whole, it's a result of putting somebody in there that have our best interest at heart. Because there's a lot of things that we don't even know. We can't even fathom what's going on behind our backs, right? Because a lot of things that's being done, it's being done for the wealthy to benefit those that's in positions of power. The poor people, at the end of this thing, it's going to be a lot of chaos. It's going to be a lot of blood. It's going to be so much that's damage that's being done that we're not even going to realize. We probably won't even know where it came from, because a lot of times when these things happen, it happens so much later after the current administration gets in there. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So even when you look at putting Supreme Court justices on the Supreme Court and things like that, hiring district court judges, all that stuff has an effect on how poor people are going to be treated. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always the poor that's defenseless, that doesn't have the resources, that doesn't have the organizational skills to fight for themselves. So it's always people in positions of power that have the money, the resources, the organizational skills to pay politicians to put people in power that's going to benefit them, right? So the thing for poor people to do is to organize and put people in there and hold them accountable so they can put things in place that's going to benefit poor people. So it's important. And we need to, in local politicians, we need to become familiar with
Oh
Do
yeah,
your research.
Right.
absolutely.
We need to know these. We need to be
You
able
gotta
to go
know.
up to them and talk to them and like, yo,
Absolutely.
what's going on here?
Well,
Yep.
see, that's the thing. Yesterday, we was out there. We didn't see any.
Right.
And we really wanted to see something.
And see, that's a problem. They
They
should
should
have
have been out.
They
Now,
should have
now,
been.
now I'm
Right.
gonna tell you, the closer they get to election, they're gonna be in your hood.
Yeah, they're
They're
probably
gonna be in your hood. Like, vote for me, yeah, you know. But
right.
when it's time to sit down and talk about, you know, where you stand on certain issues, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do it, especially with us.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
you know,
because we don't have any money. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It goes back to the resource. It
Yeah,
goes back to the
You gotta
organization.
pay them to sit down
Right.
and tell you how they feel about things.
Right. Because they get because when you look at it, it's the corporations that's paying the politicians' bills.
Absolutely.
They don't concern.
Yeah.
We don't have it to them. We they don't even. We in once again. We in the hood.
Yeah.
They over here. They don't have no connection to us whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't. Their loyalty is not to us. It's to those that pay their bills,
Absolutely.
which is corporation. That's why every politician should have a jacket on with
a sponsor.
With a sponsor saying this is who pays my bill.
That's what
you don't pay my bill.
Yep.
So.
And it's true.
That's real. You know what I mean?
True, man. It's true.
And another comment we just got, man. It said the police arrest you, but it's the judge who gives you the sentence. Now, going back to the elections, we definitely need to know who's running for these judges, especially Superior Court and District Court, because that affects you the most.
It does
closely.
It does. It does. We definitely.
Another comment we had was they would like to see us guys sit down with teenagers, and my point on that is, or my take personally, I feel like let's go a step above the teenagers and hit that age range of 30 to 25 to 24. Hit that age group that if we don't grab them now, if we don't grab that group now, then they're gonna be struggling like we trying to get back to the point where we should have been.
Listen,
way back when. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have a problem sitting down with anybody. If you need me to be somewhere to talk to some kids,
right,
then I'll do it. You tell me where to come and I'll be there. You know, so I mean, a lot of people say that, but put something together. Get some kids together. Show me a kid that need to be talked to, and I talk to them. I give them all I can give them.
Right.
All right, well, man, we guess we out of time here, so let's go and get these closing remarks in.
Oh man, I just want to shout out the Last Dons, man. It was a beautiful thing that we did yesterday, man. It was a good day. It was a good day for me. Then I want to thank this young man beside me, and I say young man because he's a little bit younger than me. We young in the heart, and he young in the spirit. He got a lot of work to do, so he young in his journey. You know what I'm saying? But I respect you, man, and I appreciate you as a person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that you are you. You know what I'm saying? You've always been you, and that's why it's easy for you. That's why and I thank you. And you guys, man, yesterday we pulled a 12-hour shift yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yes, and look, and we stood together, man, and that's what we have to do, man. Anything for the community, I'll do, man. And I know you guys will too, man. I know I volunteer you guys for a whole lot of stuff, man.
We there though.
We there.
We just gonna do what it do, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, anytime you have a speaking engagement, let us know, because I love to hear you speak. Yeah, it's beautiful. You know, anytime you have something going on, and we're gonna see anybody want to buy a house. Look at the bottom. We shooting them.
Absolutely.
We shooting them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what we go. This is what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna uplift any company that we can.
If Marcy chiming in right now, hey, share your link on the
put the website, whatever you got, put it in the comments.
Make a full commercial,
right,
and put it on the page. But anyway, outside of that, man, I just want to thank you guys, man. I want to thank anybody out here that's watching, man. Anybody that needs help with anything that we talked about or just need to talk, just reach out to us, man. I'm an ear. I'll listen. So that's all I got, bro.
All right, for me, Brother Ron, man, from the first message, he was like, "Yeah, I'm now."
Right.
It was like, "Yeah, I love to," and it's always that vibe with you, brother. It's always has been. And it was a pleasure, and it was a feeding session, brother.
Absolutely,
you fed me. We're gonna get with you on that four corners. Gotta get into that.
4 quarters.
I'm big on I'm big on investing in stocks and stuff, 401k.
Right, yeah.
I'm big on that, right? And so we get with you on that, and anybody that's watching, paying attention, I advise y'all to do the same. And for my intended, man, once again, we get comments, awesome shows, brother. Like I said, man, it's our transparency that's keeping us going. We're not fake about nothing. What you see is what you get. Yeah. And if I can speak for myself, and I know it's probably for them. If you see us and we not what we say or how we doing it, pull our coattail.
Absolutely.
Pull our coattail, and we'll rectify it. We'll fix the situation. We'll apologize first of all, and man, we're gonna be cool out there. So for people that's tuning in, man, we appreciate y'all support. God bless y'all. Peace and love.
First, man, I want to thank y'all guys, man. Thank you for the kind words, man. I really appreciate y'all putting this together for the Ville, man. I love the Ville. I always say that I want to change the Ville to Reedsville, READSVILLE, Reedsville, because it's so important to read. But I appreciate y'all, man. And once again, I want to thank the Last Dons too for the scholarship. Once I obtained my degree, took me a minute, but I got it. Shout out to Imagine Realty. Once again, get your real estate needs met. 4 quarters mentality. And I want to say this, man. Take your power back. And what I mean by taking your power back, we have a tendency to blame others, parents, primary caregivers, people that brought us up. We do things based upon what they did to us. So we kind of like use that as an excuse, which is legitimate to a certain degree. Right. It's legitimate to a certain degree because, it happened and it helped structure you or have you to perceive life in a certain way. But once you know that is the case, I do this because this was done to me, then you have the power to undo that. So that's what I mean by taking your power back. Get it. It's yours. It doesn't belong to them, because what happens if the person that did you wrong, the person that told on me, right? What if I constantly focused on him, right? And have him driving my every, feelings and emotions and desires, that takes away from the power that I have. So it's the same thing. Take your power back. It's yours. Because if you take them and shoot them to the moon, they're gone. What you going to do then? Who you going to blame? You can't blame anybody. Take your own power back. You have that ability. Thank you guys, man.
Thank you. All right, I just want to close with a personal note, man. This past week on July 26th marked 30 years since the night I got shot. Mm-hmm. And every year, that date, that'll always be in my heart and in my head, and that'll never go away. But I want to give a shout out to a lot of people. I can't name them all. A lot of people that at that point in time in my life, at 17, about to be a father, before I become a man, and watching your dreams go down the drain, man. It was a lot of people that was there. Out to Tracy Galloway, Michelle Pickup Malone. Those 2 young ladies would get my lunch and stuff during the day. To the entire class of 1991, Reedsville Senior High. Right. They looked out for me. Everybody that was, just around me and involved, that was a tough time in my life that kept my spirits up. This gentleman right here, he was with me that night. He was in the car that night. He was one of the first ones at the hospital. He was one of the first ones to, help me carry books to class and things like that. So I know a lot of people know me and you tight, but they don't really know how tight we really are. We tell anybody, this is my brother. That's what we tell everybody. And on another note, in regards to what you brought up, about the church folk. And you know, as Ron said, this may not be for everybody, and it ain't. But my son is a pastor of a church. My oldest son is a pastor of a church.
Yeah.
He don't love me any less because he know who I am and he knows how I am. But in that regard, I don't do anything that would make him look bad. So, as my shirt says, I'm 100% uncompromised since 1972, the year that I was born. I am way more than 3/5 of a man. I'm fully 100%. So, with that being said, for all the fellas here, we said what we said.
What we said.
We love y'all. We thank y'all. Hit that share button. Hit that heart button. Replay this over many times. We appreciate all the support. Y'all have a good night.
YouTube. Hit the YouTube.
Great.
And
No,